Let's see it. Yeah, it's recording. Day 39 of the 100 days of 100 inspirational videos from Andrew Paul Smith. That's me. So today, what do I want to talk to you about today? Well, it will develop. I've found a little scripture, which, it's like when I started. I've got to tell you a bit about this. 1993, 1979 I went to Bible school. 1993 I walked out of the local church. I've been heavily involved in the leadership and so on. And obviously the Bible was a big deal. And the one thing that I thought about as I walked out of that church, and I have been back, but it was like that was the end. Even though I did go back a couple of times and spent some time with the friends that I had there, I've not gone back. But in 1993, as I walked out the door, the thought that I had in my mind was, do you know, I've been listening to what other people have to say about this book. I've been listening to my Bible school teachers. I've been listening to preachers and teachers in the church. I've been reading commentaries. I've been reading all kinds of other Christian books where people are telling it like orthodoxy, like fundamental orthodoxy. And what I thought as I left the church 21 years ago was I would like to get enough distance away from the church to be able to have my own understanding of the book. And I was told on many occasions in many sermons and teaching sessions and so on that the Bible is a book that God can speak to you through it every day. What they didn't tell me was that, well, they did say it was the daily mirror. Yeah, you look in the Bible, you see yourself in it. But what they didn't say was that anything that you read, God can speak to you in. But I've been avoiding the Bible, and then I heard this 2-hour video, or watched this 2-hour video recently on one verse, just one verse of the book of Proverbs, and it took 2 hours to explain it. And I thought, maybe it's time to go back and have a look at the Bible. And last week, and I've started again this week, to look at the book of Proverbs and to write a little bit each day, like an impression. As I read it, what thoughts come into my mind as I read it? Well, today I've quoted a scripture which is in Galatians chapter 6, and it says in verse 9, "And let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart." And I know it's a text outside of a context becomes a pretext, but I'm just looking at this one verse today. And the reason I looked at it was because I saw beyond myself for the first time in a long while. Myself says business is bad. We went with a friend of my son's to sell a guitar and an amplifier. And as I went in the shop, I'm thinking this is the wrong place to be to sell a guitar and an amp, because he's got his overheads. But I would have, in the past, I would have gone in there and thought, this guy's going to rip you off. He's got a big shop, he's got all these guitars, he's got these amps. He can tell you all kinds of things about amps and guitars and talk you down in price. And then I just saw this guy, hopefully for what he is, the owner of the shop, that he's just trying to make a living. He's just trying to find out what the fairest price is. He knows he's got to have a margin. He's got to buy it at one price and sell it at another. He takes a risk that if he doesn't sell the guitar or the amp, that he's going to be lumbered with it. So I kind of saw it in a different light. And when I read this scripture, or the thing that led me to reading this scripture, was that I saw that it isn't evil to be in business. Duh. It's not a bad thing to do. It's okay as long as you're in business with great ethics. Now, you've got to decide what your ethics are, and if you're in business, whoever you deal with, you've got to not not question the ethics of everybody that you meet, but you've got to be pretty sure that you're dealing with somebody that you trust, because otherwise you can get ripped off. So I suppose what I was wanting to say today is I am going to be seriously in business very soon now. And the reason I've not been in business up till now is because I've just seen it as a really bad thing to be involved with, and I didn't want my name associating with it. But this verse that I've already read to you, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. And the idea, I think, I'm not going to read the context, I'm just going to take it out of context, but my guess is that it's talking about the Christian life, and I'm talking about business here. I'm saying if you want to reap a good reward, like a farmer who sows the seed, he's got to water it and look after it. If you look after it and you don't lose heart, and you're like, I can't be bothered to go out today and give it, give the wheat some water because it's not rained for a while. I can't be bothered getting the hose out. It's too much effort. If you don't lose heart and you have an attitude of wanting to do people well, not to do them, but to do them well, to be a blessing to them and not a curse, then your business will eventually, if you are willing to hang on in there, it will prosper. And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out there, I'm going to be in business, and I'm going to attract people who want to buy things from me, because they know that I would never deliberately, never knowingly rip them off. I would always, always, always give them value for money. And I think if you're in business, or even if you're in a friendship, if you're in any kind of relationship with another human being, your attitude and your ethic should be that you're there to bless them. Because guess what? If you bless others by the law of reciprocity, is it? Oh, no, not hypocrisy. Oh, dear. Reciprocity? I don't know. You know what I'm on about. You will, if you give good things, if you see somebody without a smile, give them one of yours, that kind of thing. If you are somebody who genuinely loves people and wants to do them well, then you might end up being the little boy that put his mummy's boots in the oven because it was snowing outside and he didn't want his mummy's feet to be cold, and he ruined the boots and he ruined the oven. But you can't really punish him for having such love and tenderness and compassion and care, can you? I know some parents would, they go Larry, but really, in all honesty, if people are treating you well and you're treating them well, that's the kind of world I want to live in. So if you want something good to happen to you, the best thing is for you to do that first to others. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Only do it first. Make sure that you show love and kindness and compassion and care to people first, and then the harvest will come back to you. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm hoping that you will apply that to your business, apply that to your friendships, apply that to your relationships with your family and your work colleagues, and that you will be the one whose ethics are, I want to bless as many people as I can, not just because it means that I'll get blessed, but because that's who I am. That's the kind of person that I want to be known as. So that's it for today. I don't know what I'm going to call it. What's the name on it, on the video? I'll think of one later. Love and light to you. Namaste. God bless you. And I will speak to you tomorrow for, guess what? The 40th inspirational video in 100 days. Number 40 tomorrow. So bye for now. Bye.